Welcome. You're tuned into Tangled Threads. If you're digging our content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Hey everyone, I don't know how to start this, but here goes. I'm Callum, and if you told me a year ago that I'd be sharing my story with strangers, I'd have laughed. Yet, here I am, typing away, trying to make sense of the chaos. My wife, Elara, worked at a local fast food joint, the kind of place that's always buzzing with energy and apparently too much free time on the hands of its employees. We were high school sweethearts, married young, and I thought we were solid. That belief held strong until the cracks began to show, and those cracks led me down a path I never expected to walk. The first hint that something was off came from technology, ironically enough. Elara had always been private about her phone, but we respected each other's space. It was when her behavior shifted from private to secretive that my gut began to twist in knots. She'd turn her screen away if I came close. Her phone would buzz late into the night, and suddenly there was a password change. When I asked her about it, she brushed it off, saying she was just following some online advice to keep her digital life more secure. I tried to shake off the feeling, to trust in the love and history we shared, but the seed of doubt had been planted. It grew with every whisper of her phone vibrating, with every late return from her overtime shifts. The turning point came unexpectedly from a mutual friend, Jenna, who also worked at the same fast food place. Jenna was over for dinner, a little wine loosened her lips, and out slipped a comment about how Elara and her co-worker, Darren, were really close lately. She realized her mistake immediately, but the damage was done. The next day, under the guise of surprising Elara with lunch, I visited her workplace. My heart pounded as I parked, the weight of my suspicions heavy on my chest. I didn't go in at first. I just sat there, watching, waiting. Maybe a part of me hoped I'd see nothing, that I could just go back to the way things were. But as fate would have it, I saw them. Through the slightly ajar door of the break room, there was Elara and Darren, far too close, their actions leaving no room for doubt. My world stopped. The confrontation was inevitable. I walked in. The shock on Elara's face mirrored my own heartbreak. Words were exchanged, none worth repeating here, but the outcome was crystal clear. I wanted a divorce. Elara's reaction was a mix of anger and disbelief. She couldn't believe I'd invade her privacy like that, turning the narrative as if she were the victim. She raged about how I could throw away our years together so easily, not seeing the irony in her words. The following weeks were a blur of legal documents and moving boxes. Our friends were divided. Some couldn't believe what Elara had done, while others seemed to think I'd overreacted. Looking back, I realized that this ordeal, as painful as it was, led me to reevaluate my life and what I wanted from it. The divorce was messy. Elara fought it every step of the way, furious for being exposed and for the consequences of her actions. But it was also a liberation, a chance for me to rebuild on my own terms. I did something I thought I'd never have to do. I walked away from my marriage to protect my peace and sanity. It wasn't easy, and there are days I still struggle with the betrayal. However, I've learned to find strength in my resolve, to focus on healing and moving forward. I've started to pursue hobbies I'd put on the back burner, and I'm slowly rediscovering who I am outside of us, outside of the drama. To anyone going through something similar, know that it's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to walk away from situations and people that harm you. Life is too short to live in the shadow of deceit. As for me, I'm just taking it one day at a time, finding solace in the fact that I stood up for myself when it mattered the most. Update. It's been a good while since I shared my story, and I've been overwhelmed by the support and understanding from so many. Life has a way of moving forward, even when we feel stuck in a moment, and I've found that to be true in the months following my divorce from Elara. The divorce, while a liberation in many ways, came with its set of financial burdens. Despite the circumstances leading to our split, Elara was granted a modest amount of alimony. It was a hard pill to swallow, contributing financially to someone who shattered the trust and foundation of our marriage. Yet I understood it as part of the legal process, a temporary setback in my journey toward a new beginning. However, there's a glimmer of hope on the horizon. Recent changes in my financial situation and ongoing legal advice suggest that there might be a possibility to reassess the alimony arrangements in the future. The idea is that as circumstances change, so too can the agreements made during the divorce. It's a complex process, and I'm under no illusion that it will be easy or guaranteed, but it's a path worth exploring. This possibility has given me something I haven't felt in a long time, a sense of control over my future. It's not about the money, not really. It's about closing the final chapter of a book that I never wanted to read in the first place. It's about moving forward, unencumbered by the past, and fully embracing the opportunities ahead. Financially, it's been a tightrope walk. I've had to be more mindful of my spending, to budget with a precision I never needed before. But this experience has taught me the value of self-reliance and the importance of planning for the future. I've become more involved in my finances, seeking ways to grow my income and reduce unnecessary expenses. Every small victory feels like a step toward regaining my footing, toward building a life on my terms. Looking ahead, I'm cautiously optimistic. I know the road to adjusting the alimony is fraught with legal complexities and emotional hurdles. Yet, I believe it's a journey worth taking, a necessary step in severing the last of the ties that bind me to a chapter of my life I'm ready to close. I share this update not just as a personal reflection, but as a message of hope to others in similar situations. The end of a relationship, especially under such painful circumstances, is not the end of your story. It's a detour, a rough patch on the road to finding yourself and reclaiming your happiness. To those of you walking this path, know that it's okay to feel hopeful about the future, to look for ways to improve your situation, and to believe in the possibility of a fresh start. Life after divorce, even one marked by betrayal, can be filled with growth, discovery, and unexpected joys. Here's to moving forward, to brighter days ahead, and to the resilience of the human spirit. It's really heartening to see Callum finding his footing again after such a tough ordeal. It's clear he's been through a lot, dealing with the betrayal and then the financial aftermath of the divorce. It's not easy to talk about these things, let alone share them publicly, so I've got a lot of respect for him being open about his journey. The possibility of adjusting the alimony payment sounds like a complicated process, but it's good to hear there's hope on that front. Financial struggles on top of emotional turmoil can really weigh a person down, so it's encouraging to see him taking steps to improve his situation and looking forward to the future. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.